Since when the world first entered the information age, we have been revolutionizing the way we communicate and connect with each other at an exponential pace. We may think that modern communication, such as sending a message or file to another person, is just like being able to hand the message personally to the person in real life. However, the message encounters multiple environments along the way before being actually received by someone in the other end. Thanks to the International Organization for Standardization, the Open Systems Interconnection or OSI model was established in 1984, setting a standard network communication model that allows for streamlined communications even between different devices and is responsible for essentially simplifying the complex process of communication. The OSI model is made up of 7 distinct layers that operate at different levels and serve unique functions for the network. The flow of data can be related to a real-world scenario, sending and receiving a mail from a friend through a postal system. Firstly, sending a message or file from your phone or desktop is made possible by the application layer, which provide network resources and processes to the user that allows for sharing data such as file transfer and email. This serves as the postal office where you can write your letter to your friend and be able to send it to them wherever they are. Next, the data you have sent will be handled by the presentation layer where the data is ensured to be readable by the recipient, not only by the user but by the system as well. It is responsible for translating the information, data compression, and encryption so that the data is secured during transmission. The mail you sent is now being sealed and is now ready to be delivered. Then, the user's ongoing session is managed by the session layer, where their identity is regularly verified to maintain their connection to the server. This layer is responsible for security, authentication, and logging. This is like call organizer from the post office that verifies your letter and ensures that you have sent it to yourself, which is they will then record for later reference. Towards the heart of the OSI model, the transport layer is responsible for delivering the message you have sent. This layer is responsible for the delivery of message and segments it before passing it on to the next layer. The transport layer also corrects faults and errors, handles recovery, and controls the flow of information. This is represented by the postal service, which handles the reliable and orderly delivery of data packets, managing letters and correcting errors in delivery along the way. Furthermore, a new layer that is the network layer determines the best possible path over the network for the data you have sent and encapsulates it into packets. It is responsible for routing, network addressing, and the best path selection for the fastest possible delivery time. Like the GPS used by the postal service, they use it to determine the fastest route possible to deliver your letter to your friend. After being sent by the previous layer, the data link layer provides error-free transmission and the reliable transfer of data. The packets are turned into frames and then affixed with a media access control or MAC address, which prevents the collision of information in the same medium. This can be akin to the traffic rules followed in the road in which the postal delivery service follows to prevent collisions from other vehicles. Lastly, the data you have sent enters the physical layer, which transforms the frames into bits. These layers pertains to the physical connections and entities in the network, such as wires and cabling, topology, and electrical properties. The message is sent to the recipient where they are able to receive the message you have sent. The physical layer can be represented by the road infrastructure being used by the postal service that facilitates the transfer of data. The mail is now delivered and can be read by your friend at last. The data you send to another person through your devices is bound to go through these 7 layers. After the other person has received the message, they can now reply back and the message undergoes the process again in reverse, which is called the encapsulation. The information as bits will be transformed into frames without error, then the network layer encapsulates frames into packets to the transport layer, turning the packets into segments. With the session layer maintaining connection, sessions and transfers the data to the presentation layer where the data is turned into readable format, and finally sent to the application layer for you to receive the reply and be able to code the process once again. The process and journey that the data we send and receive from one device or computer to another is certainly not simple. It's not as easy as physically handing someone something in real life. Yet, the 7 layers provide a network standard that enabled us to communicate to anyone, anywhere in the world without us having to do heavy work. The convenience we enjoy every day is made possible by the network model that transformed the way we communicate, which is the OSI model.